Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Obitadi here. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how to draft an overbust corset or a Victorian corset dress. As you're seeing on your screen, I was not able to do the sewing tutorial, but I'll just be sharing with you guys how to draft. And if today is the first time coming across the channel, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment section. Let's get started with this tutorial. So what I'll be doing is to mark my starting line, and from that starting line, which is going to be my shoulder line, I'll be marking my shoulder to my bust point, my shoulder to my under bust, and my shoulder to my waist line. And then from there I'll come down by the hip line, which I'll be using 10 inches. You can use 9 or 10. I think I use 9 inches. Okay, so you can use 9 or 10 inches depending on your hip line. I'll go ahead and mark that measurement again: shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to the waist. All right, then from the waist I'll come down by 9 inches, which is my hip. Then from there, from the shoulder, I'll mark the length of the gown. Okay, so from the shoulder I marked about 37 inches. On the shoulder, I'm going to be imputing my shoulders divided by 2, which is 8 inches, as you're seeing, and I'll come down by 1 inch at that point. And then I'll mark my neck width, which I'll be working with 3 inches. We don't need this, but you just have to draft it. Okay, so the neck depth I'll be working with is also 3 inches. Please ignore the noise you're hearing. I just have to make this video and post it for you guys. It's long overdue, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect to create the curve for the neckline and also draw out the shoulder slant or shoulder slope. Now at that point, I'm going to mark my armhole line, which is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5, which I am putting there, I think about 7.85 or so. And then at that point I'll also mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I will also go ahead and mark it, then connect that to the shoulder slope, which is going to create our armhole line for us. Okay, then I will extend that line, and that will be my chest line. I hope that is simple. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to be doing is to get the midpoint of that our armhole line, so we can create our armhole curve. So I'll fold my tape into 2, and then I'll get the middle, and that will be the middle of that armhole line. I'll go in by 1/2 inch to create our armhole curve, and then on that chest line, like I said, we are going to go out and mark our bust circumference divided by 4. You can start to add your allowance or not, but I only marked my bust circumference divided by 4, and that's what I have there. And I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect to the shoulder slope first, then I'll use my curve ruler to connect from that 1/2 inch you came in and connect it to the bust circumference. All right, so right now we have our armhole curve ready. That's simple, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is to mark our nipple to nipple measurement, and my nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches. I'm marking that on the bust line, on the under bust, waist, and the gown length. You can also mark it on the chest line. I think I'll even extend that, but for now we're just marking it on that point. And I'm shifting my paper so you guys can see. So I'm marking that same 4 inches on the gown length. Okay, and you're going to just go ahead and connect all the lines together, and I'll show you. So when you're doing this, just make sure you're being careful, and it is not difficult. It's very simple, trust me. Now I'm going to be tightening my under bust by 0.75 on both sides. That's in total is 1.5. Sorry, you can do more depending on how deep you want your corset. So you want your corset to be. Okay, it depends on how deep you want it. And like I said, the thing that will help you determine how much you should take is knowing the distance between your front and your back. That's the difference between your bust waist, but the distance between your waist for the front and the back. Sorry, don't misunderstand what I just said. So for me, it's about 3 inches. By the time I close that, and I'm using about 2 or 3 inches for my under bust, trust me, it's going to be so deep. And it's not bad. Some people like it, but for me, I am busty, yes, but I don't like my curve being too deep. And this is very perfect. Trust me, it is not too much. It is very okay, and it is still deep. So I went ahead to connect. And when you're connecting your curve, make sure you work with the numbers on your curve so that the two sides of the curve are going to be the same. I hope that makes sense. I've talked about this, but if you're just seeing this for the first time, just go ahead and do that. I also go ahead and mark my 0.75 on the waistline, on the hip line, and on the gown length. Okay, so I'm taking the dart all the way to the gown length. All right, so what I have in total for my waist, for my dart, all right, is 1.5. Okay, you can do more. You can do 2 inches if you like. You can even do up to 3 inches, maybe if you're on a more busty side. My bust is 38, but my bust is full. Do you understand? Because your body size can be small but your bust is big, your body size can be big and your bust is small. Now the next thing we are going to be doing is to extend that chest line to the other side, that's to the center front, so we will know that that is our chest line. Okay, remember this is an overbust corset or a Victorian corset, and it has an overbust. All right, overbust means it is above your chest line, okay, or it is on your chest line. That is what it means. So from that chest line, I'll be going up by 4 inches, so that's going to be my overbust length. It depends on what you want. You can even make it higher than 4. You can also make it lower than 4. Okay, so this is what I want for myself, and I'm just going to mark it. I'll level it OV, which is overbust, and then that chest line I also went ahead to label that. So at that center, at that chest line, sorry, and also the overbust, I'm also going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement, so I will extend the line to that point. If you want your overbust to be higher than this, go ahead and do it. If you don't even want it to be higher than this, you can also, do that. Now on the chest line, I went ahead to mark that 0.75 on that point. You don't need to do this on this point, please, because I later corrected it. So instead of marking this 0.75 on the chest line, mark it on the overbust. All right, because where you are trying to tighten is the overbust, not the chest line, because by the time you tighten the overbust, it's automatically going to tighten the chest line. Okay, so now what you're going to do is on the overbust, just go ahead and mark 0.75. If you're more busty, you can mark 1 inch. So the highest you can tighten on the overbust is 1 inch. So you can mark 1 inch or 0.75 on both sides, or 1 inch on both sides. Then fold it. As you fold it, you will see how much is going to take out on the chest line, and that is okay. All right. So that's a little mistake. It's no big deal, but you can do it better, right? So just go ahead and do that so that you have like a V that instead of having something that looks like you. All right, so now learn from my mistake. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is we're going to shape in the neckline, but before that, let me put my side measurement. Okay, let me shape in the pattern. So on the bust point, I'm going to be marking my bust circumference divided by 4, the one that we impute on the chest line. All right, so on the waistline, if your under bust and your waist are not the same, please go ahead and impute your under bust measurement, but for me they are the same, and I marked my waist circumference divided by 4, and I marked it and I added my that intake, which is 1.5. Okay, I connected it back to my chest line. On the hip line as well, I'll mark my hip circumference divided by 4. I added the darts. Okay, I replaced the darts, and yes, I'm just going to connect it to the waistline. And after connecting that, we're also going to shaping the down. Now you can decide to impute your exact hip measurement on the hemline, or you tighten it. For me, I think I minus about 1.5. Yes, but I later when I was sewing, I did minus up to 1.5. Okay, so it happened to be that what I managed from the hemline or the gown length was just 1 inch. That's, I don't want it to be tight. If you look from the inspo, you'll see that the gown is not tight on the M line. Okay, so just go ahead and do, but if you want yours tight, just go ahead and do it. It's just a preference, nothing serious. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the shaping, and this is not hard, it's not difficult, I believe so. So this is what I have so far for my pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to use my curve ruler to just curve out or shaping out that hip line, so I don't have sharp edges there. Now remember that I talked about our waist for the back and waist for the front. It is different. If you're new here, please just go ahead and understand what I'm doing, but if you're not new, I believe you should know this. Now for the front waist is 17.5, while the back waist is 15. I don't know if you can see what I'm writing there, but the FW is 17.5, which is my front waist. The BW is my back waist, which is 15. Now 17.5 minus 15, that will be giving me about 2.5. So that is what I'll be working with as the dart intake. That's the side dart. So that is how you determine your side dart. That's different between your front waist and the back waist. So for me, it's about 2.5, and I'm just going to mark my 2.5 starting from the bust point, and I marked it to connect to the bust line. Okay, now we need to close up that our over bust so that we can close it and shaping it. So you need to close. So this is what I was talking about. This is where I had issue, and don't worry, just go ahead, and if you did what I told you to do, you will not have issues with this. And now if you check on that chest line, you see that the folding does not meet each other. That's because that place is smaller or is bigger. I don't know how to explain that, but just go ahead and do what I did. After folding, you're going to shape in your neckline. So neckline, the depth of the neck or the cleavage, I want it to start on the chest line, but it's going to stop at that. So that's at that overbust. I hope that makes sense. Just follow what I'm doing. It's very simple, it's not difficult. So I'm using my curve ruler to just connect from that overbust to the chest line using a curve, like a U curve kind of. So that is like the neckline I wanted for the front, and that's what I'm doing. So just going to take a time. If you want it to be lower, you can go ahead and do that as well, but I didn't want mine to be low, so this is what I have. And I'm also going to use the same thing to also connect that. Before we do that, I will go ahead and replace the dart that is on that chest line. Okay, remember that I said that dart on the chest line is about ½ inch or so. So I'll be marking about 1 inch there. All right, to have on both sides is 1 inch now, so I'm marking 1 inch. You have to replace your dart, please, if not it's going to be short. So go ahead and replace it. Also on that overbust side, you should also replace by 1 inch. It didn't affect me, yes, because I already like replaced it on the chest line. So and that part is up, so it's not really doing anything for me. You get? But if you're working on anything and you remove anything at all, you have to replace it. I always used to say that on my tutorials. So you have to replace. So after drawing that, you're going to open it up like so. But it's important you close it so you draw before you draw out your curve or your shape of the neckline. And yeah, so you have it accurate. All right. So I'll need to close up my bust dart, and I'm just going to slant open that over bust to the bust point, okay, so I can be able to fold the bust dart. And after folding that, you're going to just cut out the remaining part. So what I'll just go ahead to do is I opened the bust point straight line, right? So I'm just going to use it and cover it. I don't know if this is something new, but I think everybody knows about this. So I'm just going to use my paper tape to just stick it all down carefully. All right, you should be careful when you're doing your stuff, so I don't know why you need to be rushing. There is no need for that. Now you can see that our bust line towards the under bust is not correct, like it's not matching, so that's why I didn't cut out everything around that point. So I'm going to use my ruler to just blend it in towards the waistline part, and we're going to cut out every other part. Okay, so this is it. It's very simple. Now for the design on the hemline, that's the design on the hemline, I don't know what they call it, but that's kind of you whatever. So you're going to be cutting that. If you want to, you can cut it on your pattern, but you have to fold your dart. But for me, I cut it after sewing, and I didn't make the tutorial for that, so sorry about that. Now remember that this is a corset, and you need to tighten it. It has to be smaller than your actual waist. Okay, now for what I have here, I used my actual waist measurement. Now we need to tighten. Tighten means you have to remove some inches from your waist. Now you can decide to do this thing on any part of this dress. You can decide to do it on the center or towards the side. So I chose to do it around the center. So what I did there is to measure the distance between the center front to that leg, and I divided that point into 2. Okay, so that's where I'm going to be taking in my dart. I'll be tightening that point in order to snatch my waist. I hope that makes sense. So what we're trying to do is to snatch our waist, thereby reducing our waist circumference. Now I want to reduce it by 2 inches. So we remove 1 inch from the front and 1 inch from the back. Now at that point, I'll be going in by 0.25 on both sides. So if you are doing 0.25 on both sides, that means remove ½ inch from here, ½ inch for one side of the paper, ½ inch on the other side of the paper of the front. That means it's 1 inch. I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense? So what we are doing is 0.75 on both sides. Remember, this is on fold or 4, right? It's on fold. Let me use the word. It's on fold on 2. It's folded into 2. Okay. So if you're removing ½ inch, ½ inch for one side of the front, removing ½ inch for the other side of the front, that means you've removed 1 inch. So we have 1 inch more, and that will be taken out at the back. So if you don't want that to be at that center front side, you can do it at the side. Okay, so it depends on the pattern and how you want your design to be. You can see that the side is free for you to do that. So there is no particular rule, just do what you want to do. So at this point now, we have about how many distance. So I'm just trying to also calculate that. Okay, my waist is 30. All right, and I minused 1 inch from the front. That means we have 29 inches, and I want it to be 28. So we have 1 more inch to remove from the back. So this is the first layer, and I'm labeling it center front. The second layer is center middle, okay, which is number 2, and the last one is side front. which is number 3. Number 1 is center front, number 2 is middle front, number 3 is side front. So at this point I'll go ahead and cut out my dart, and you have to be careful when cutting this. Make sure you, if you're confused, make sure you're taking note of the places you mark. And if you want to add that overbust, you remove some parts. If you want to add it, you're going to go ahead and add it at that point. I didn't add it and it affects my own, so don't worry. So this is my back pattern. I've gone ahead to draft my pattern, obviously like the way we did before, but the waist for the back is now 15 inches, remember. And from that waist I came down by 9 inches, which is my hip line. Now for you to know the length of this one, because the back now is remember that our dart intake is 2.5, that means the back is shorter, that means the back is shorter than the front by 2.5. So my gown length for the back is shorter by 2.5. So if you want to just do any calculation, just go and check what you have. If your front is 37, you minus 2.5 from it, and that will be your gown length for the back. Now I also go ahead and mark my overbust the same way we came out by 4 inches from the chest line. I also marked that, and I'll just connect my dart at that point. Now because this is just going to be straight up, I'm not going to be I'm just going to mark my 0.75. all right, I also maintain 0.75 on both sides on the waistline. You can do 0.5, but I like to use, because that's a standard measurement, okay, or standard dart intake. So that's what I took on this back piece as well, 0.75 on both sides, and I took it all the way to the up. Now for the back neckline, I want it to be lower by about 1 inch, so it's not going to be at the chest line. So from the chest line I came down by 1 inch. Please, before you connect this neckline, go ahead and fold your dart. I don't know why I didn't do that, because I literally forgot, and it shortened my pattern. Please fold your darts before you draw out this, very very important. Okay, so just going to go ahead and connect, and I'm just going to use my ruler to connect from there to the chest line. Okay, so also do not forget to replace your 1.5 for the dart. Don't forget to do that. All right, so this is what I have now, and like I said, please fold that your bust dart, fold your darts, rather, the back dart, the dart intake, the waist dart, the hip dart, everywhere. Obviously the dart is straight up, so just close it before you mark out your neckline. And now the dart that I took at that chest line, I'm going to replace it. Okay, I'm going to, which is 1.5, I'm replacing it there. It is important you do so. Okay, I already replaced the one on the waistline, so I didn't replace it there. Now my phone stopped recording. What I did at that chest line, that's at that neck point, is to come in by 1.5. You can come in by 1.5 or 2 or 1, depends on how much you want that place to be open. Remember, that's your center back, so that's where the lacing is going to be at. So just go ahead and slat it to the hip. I'm not taking it straight down, okay, because that part, the hip side, it doesn't have to be open, it has to still maintain the actual measurement. Now at the side, I divided what I have there between the dart leg to the end of the side into 2, so that we can also take out our dart there. That's to cinch or snatch that our waist. Okay, remember we took out 1 inch from the front, so we have 1 inch more for the back. So the same way we took half 0.25, sorry, on both sides for the front, that's how we're also going to take 0.25 on both sides, and that is 1 inch in total. So we've exhausted our dart intake. Okay, so what we have now is our waist is now 28 instead of 30 inches. So you can see what I have here. Now we're going to go ahead and also label 1, 2 and 3. So you have to be careful when you're sewing or when you're drafting, because this pattern are very confusing. Okay, please don't forget to fold your dart before marking out your neckline. Also label if needed, if you're confused. And yes, thank you so much for joining, for watching to this point. I'm sorry I could not do the sewing tutorial. See you guys in my next sewing tutorial. Bye.